Oh my god!
Hi, Mikey!
I'm gonna want to know what you two are talking about.
Hello,
Hello.
Hey.
How are you? Mikey, how are you tonight?
Not bad. Is it like a casual day? We're all like in casual wear?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh.
Although, I'm feeling like I gotta go get a hat.
Oh. Well, it's still here.
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to another Loose Ends with Mikey. And we have a crochet guest today. Her name is Lisa. Say hi, Lisa.
Hi.
And look at that yarn wall of gorgeousness behind her.
I know. Lisa, why do I know your name? I know your name. Why?
I catch some of your lives and I generally talk to you, and we talk a lot about the circle.
Oh, Circle Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait for a new episode of that. The last season I was kind of bored of it, but they yell at the camera the whole time.
Geez.
But,
Are we gonna have circle talk now?
Yes.
I mean,
okay. I vote for
seriously. Let's all go in our little apartments and scream at the top of our lungs like Jesus.
I couldn't. I just stopped watching. I couldn't. They lost me. They completely lost me. The cast was garbage. The whole thing was garbage. So
yeah, let's just trash talk for an hour in the circle. Actually, Wendy, my assistant, is also a circle sister. Oh my God. So we live chat back and forth in real time. Oh my God. Can you believe she just said that? And Wendy's like, no. And I'm like, she did. I know.
I don't understand. But then again, you don't understand my viewing pleasures. So
no, I do not. I do. But apparently, Lisa, we have a viewing party this weekend of watching Maud Lewis.
Maudie. Yep, Maudie. Yes, we figure we need to have him learn a little bit more about Maud Lewis, since we are going to take all of our crochet tour people here in Nova Scotia to her memorial site, and the Nova Scotia Art Gallery has her actual little tiny house as a permanent installation there. So she's a folk artist here in Nova Scotia, or was anyway. She passed away in 1970, but she is so influential in this area and still very beloved. And yeah, you're going to watch it. I cannot believe you haven't watched it. But then again, you didn't watch Grease until I made you watch it.
You know what? Lisa, I tried to watch Snow White for the first time, 1937. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, 5 hours of watching her clean the house. Actually, she wasn't cleaning the damn house. She was making all the animals clean the shit while she just moved her broom.
Isn't that what we all do?
I'm done. But this is like Karen. She has a maid service, right? So Karen sits on the couch with her wine and watches her go around her.
Okay, 90% exaggeration there, my friend. 90%.
Oh, but that 10% though.
That 10% may be true. I have a cleaning lady, and I may have a glass of wine sometimes when she's here. The rest of it is not the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, our crochet conversations. How come in? I'm feeling a little bit, run over.
Oh, well, we're just getting started, Karen.
Oh my gosh. Well, Lisa, welcome to the show, and welcome to everybody. She's going to be just fine, Mikey.
Yeah, she's the circle sister.
I did not know about the circle sister thing. If I hadn't known that, I may have, thank you so much, Lisa, but I don't want to get on that diatribe.
Lisa, for Karen, hashtag it's over.
Anyway, Lisa is joining us today from Ohio.
Ohio. Okay, I didn't know that.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, I know. It's natural. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a stay-at-home mama, but she does a whole lot of stuff. But it was really kind of cute because, she's like, I'm just here all the time. You can call me whenever. There may be kids in the background, but I'm here. Call me.
Oh,
so Lord. I know, but it's all good. And look at that yarn wall. How could you not love her?
Yeah, what's with that, Lisa?
So this is actually a pared down version of what I had before. This is actually my husband's office. And he rearranged things and built a desk for himself so that way my wall could expand into here. I needed the craft room, yarn room that I had for a nursery instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
But hey, what is
I mean, oh, that's great.
I know.
So are you counting down the years before you get your yarn room back, or what's going on with that?
So we are planning to move in the next two years or so. We have a few things to renovate here a little bit before we can do that and then move on to our next house. So really we're like family planning and building and moving for a house, you know, like because we're starting to fill this one up.
So whereabouts in Ohio do you live then? Like just
in Dayton.
In Dayton. Oh my God, Dayton.
Well, I'm going to let you kind of chit chat about the whole crochet thing, and let her tell you why she really wanted to talk to you.
Well,
and for those of you who are, here and enjoying this, I have another game. No, it's not the same one as last week. Hallelujah.
It's going to be a disaster. I can just feel it already.
It is.
I already threw out my
notes.
notes.
Have to wait. I have them both freaking out over here, so you got to know it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
And we will play that at some, I'll pop in and play that at some opportune moment. And yeah, I'm just going to let you chit chat. I'm going to poof in and do my thing and poof out. And if I had my Wonder Woman wig, I'd put that on. But
I know. I'm sorry. I just got sidetracked.
Yeah, it's okay. So did I. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy Lisa from
So I have a Dayton story for you now that she's gone because she can't regulate me. So anyway, my wife and I went down to Tennessee and we drove down and I was getting really tired and we were already in Dayton, Ohio. So anyway, I'm like looking at, you guys have motels everywhere. So we decided to stop at this motel. So we get a room and it has no air conditioning in the middle of the summer. And anyway, so I said, it's fine. Anyway,
it's fine.
My wife slept naked on the floor outside of an open door of this motel as people walked by. She goes, I'm too hot. I don't give a. I'm like, well, you're a lot braver than I am. But anyway, so I was too cheap to move us to a different hotel because, money's tight. So that's my Dayton, Ohio story.
That's the best story.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, talk about tits up. Okay, so yeah. So what got you attracted to being a Circle Sister? I got hooked on that show like immediately, like the Circle. That's what we're talking about with the reality show.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you said it or if I had seen a couple of episodes and then you talked about it. But for some reason, I do like some reality stuff like Alone and Outlast and a little kind of like Survivor-y, but not quite Survivor. I don't like Naked and Afraid or Alone. And
understand the point of that. You're going to get your ass eaten by mosquitoes. They don't even need an invitation. They're just going to go at it. Like that makes no sense. And they blur it out anyway, so there's no fun.
That's a bummer.
Literally. And somebody says, and get worms. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not really much of a reality person. I'm hooked on White Lotus.
That is so good. There is the writing is just incredible.
Karen just started watching. What's that?
No spoilers. I only started season 2 today. Now, mind you, I'm almost done season 2 because I've been binging it.
You just finally started.
Yeah, I finally got suckered into it. So no spoilers. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Oh my God. So bossy. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen in season 4, but but that guy that was Harry Potter's dad or Malfoy on Harry Potter, Malfoy's dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jason Isaacs.
What's his name?
Jason Isaacs.
Oh my God. That guy is playing a brilliant position. I don't know. I'm just like feeling his heart.
I haven't seen season 3 yet.
Oh, wait till you see
it. I know. we have to like cancel one or pause one and then restart that so we can watch it.
Fine.
But
Yeah.
yeah, White Lotus is good.
Okay. So what brings you to Loose Ends tonight?
So I am pretty sure that this is going to be the only way that I could meet you. I informally met you over YouTube. I remember you wearing a yellow shirt. You were sitting in your studio doing a behind the scenes. It was 2020. And I just happened to have my yarn in my lap and you came up on my phone. So it has been, well, on my end, a wonderful relationship ever since.
Yes.
And that was at the point where you guys were saying, well, we're going to stop the cruises. So I got so excited about going on a cruise. You're like, oh my gosh, I could meet Mikey. This could be awesome. And you're like, well, yeah, but we're not doing them anymore. I'm like, okay, well, that just nailed that coffin. It was so great. But then, you know, I hung in there and then you guys started them up again. And because of our family planning, I'm not going to be able to go to those for a little bit now.
Of course.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there'll be something else. I really like the idea of the Nova Scotia visits. I think that's really cool. Yeah. That might be another way in the next few years, if you're still doing that. Like my 5-year plan is to somehow shake your hand.
Oh my God. Well, you got to remember, I'm just a regular guy, right? It's just, I just have a platform. That's all.
But you have been in my car, in my living room, in my bedroom when I'm sick. Like, you have just been on my phone and with me when I have felt lonely. So it's been really nice to have you there with me when I want someone to crochet with me, even if you're making a pattern and I can't see your face.
That's kind of interesting. You know, I don't ever understand really the true power of that. You know, because there's sometimes like in the past, there was these 3 women on Sirius Radio. And as soon as I got to know them a little bit behind the scenes, I really didn't like them, but I liked them as a host. And so I'm always scared that when you reveal behind the scenes that the persona of what you present is gone, you know. So that was always so once 2020 hit, I'm like, you know what? I have to just be authentic and just let the language fly, let the humor just go. And people either like it or they don't. But in person, I can be I'm very introverted in person. But when it comes to yarn, it's like I kind of shine with that stuff. I know. That's my dirty secret.
Yes. But it's been really fun. But there are so many people who are watching this right now that also feel the same way, Michael, and even myself. I will put your monotonous voice on when I'm doing stuff over here too. But it's all good. But we love it, right? And you are your authentic self. That's why we all appreciate it so very much. But you talked a lot about stitch alongs and everything too. And I do have some crochet that's lined up there because Lisa, our friend Lisa, is I want you to talk about all of your blankets and Afghans because he was a big blanket and Afghan kind of guy. And you actually really honed in on that. So I'm going to poof out and let you talk.
Okay.
She keeps us on track there, Lisa.
Yeah. So I normally am just like pick 3 colors, monochromatic sort of person. And I was doing a lot of scarves and whatnot. So when I met you, you were like, oh, we're doing this crochet along. And it was the big, like the sunny something with like a flowers, and it was purple and orange and yellow and green. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try this. It wasn't by Jeannie. It was by another woman.
Yep.
And that was actually like the first time that I even paid attention to gauge when actually I do terrible at that. Some of these things just end up huge and I love it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And you'll see.
Gauge is only important if it's not sitting down flat, right?
And
so Yarn Inspirations realized that there's a lot of people not following gauge, and so then their crochet wearables were all out of sync because people don't pay attention. So they kind of asked me to step up the game a bit and really mention the gauge, and you should really gauge and try to get it so that people at least try to gauge, right? At least try.
Yeah. I tried once and it was on that blanket.
Mm-hmm.
But you have done these crochet alongs, so every single one of them, like, I jump on. And I have a tendency to, like, week 1 went so quickly and so easily, and I like it so much that let's make like 3 more. So, but then by the time like week 3 gets around, I can't finish them because it takes so long.
Yes.
But this is the gingerbread.
You did gingerbread. You did that as a Christmas tree skirt.
I did. We love it.
Yeah.
That was a really cool. That was when I realized I'm really liking all of this. Texture is something that I don't want to go without. So now when I find a blanket, like anywhere, right, on the internet, and it doesn't have like a change of stitch, it doesn't have, you know, even, I'm not going to say your stuff repeats because it doesn't, but like when I find a repeat in these other patterns, I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I want this type. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, I find myself really responding like this becomes a real piece, and it's less a, not a throwaway blanket, but just like, it's not as boring. It's not as typical. It's becomes way more special. It becomes, you know, something I really, really want to hold on to.
Yeah. But I find myself, once I do it, I have to crochet these things 3 times. First time is the photo, second is the test, and third is the confirmation for the photograph for your inspirations. And by the third one, I am done. And then I still got to film the damn thing. And it's like, so because my boredom kicks in. And so I noticed that early on is like, if it doesn't change or do something, I cannot do a big blanket because I'm just like, this doesn't feel like it has milestones to get me to the next spot.
Yes. Yes. This was the study of planet Earth.
Yes.
This was the first time that I used a ombre yarn with any of your patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually ended up making I was going to try to make another big one and just like piece all the colors together to match how like the color scaping ends up in this blanket. So,
yeah. So did you pay attention to the center to make sure it didn't change? That was one of the biggest things during the prototype is that it changed. And like the center is where your eye goes. And if it changes midway through in the center, it just like, oh my God, I've just ruined this whole thing.
No, you're talking about the yarn color.
Yes.
This just did this. I'm a bit of a purist. So I'll just pull the yarn and go. So whatever happens, happens.
Oh my God, you're raw dogging the crochet. Okay. Interesting. I find with my mental self, I can't handle that. Like I don't mind when it comes to the outside of it doing it, but when it's the interior where your eyes go, my mental state just goes off the rocker. I'm like Karen, you know.
Well, that might be my next step. I might become a little picky pants about it later, but not right now.
So what's this? So this one here, your raw dog. Oh, that's a terrible expression. What did you say? What did you say that was other than raw dogging?
This one is actually a baby blanket that I donate out. So most of I love the Afghans for me and for my friends. But if I'm going to donate out, it's going to be a baby blanket to the NICU. So it could be either, I really like the bereavement blankets, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Sure.
But that one was just one that I had donated. I picked up just like a ball and went after it. That was one that I had donated.
Wow.
But yeah, and I try to make them really pretty.
Did you have a color in mind, or you just went at it?
No, just went. Yeah, right? Like
hashtag living dangerously.
Adventure.
Hashtag whatever. I can't bring myself to do that. Like that's obviously a superpower to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Which means
Karen,
a lot because color
Karen,
really kind of freaks me out.
Karen, are you like that too? Are you a planner or you just let it go?
I'm a raw dogger, baby. I have no problem. And part of it is because I just don't care enough to do that. Like, and I'm not about to be fussy and go back and fix it. I'm really loving the little bitty stripe stuff too that I'm working with it right now.
Yes.
I'm embracing my inner Jason Momoa and making myself a hexie card.
I know she's a celebrity. Now she's wearing now she's making a sweater.
Nice.
I know.
Well, I have I went a little crazy with your inspirations during that last really big sale and bought like multiple skeins of this twice. So I had 12. I have 12 skeins of this, Michael.
I might hit you up for that because I'm out.
Oh well, I'm horny.
Yeah. Karen, can you be my dealer?
Sure.
That's how it sounds right now.
right now, I decided I was going to do my cruise homework with it.
Oh, perfect.
And yes, and doing this, but anyway, no, I don't. I would much rather just let it go and be natural. Just let it go the way the skein was designed, and not. I would rather do that than change out color and weave in ends in a heartbeat. I will just let it happen. And Michael knows what happens when I leave the ends up. Anyway, I don't like it.
Oh, Lisa. Hashtag disaster.
Oh my gosh. I've got blankets I made years ago. Ends everywhere.
Oh my God. I got a friend that would do it though. But then it goes to the charity afterwards. So she loves doing it because she doesn't have to do the hard work, but just sit there and weave in the ends. So I don't mind that for sure. Okay. So you were talking about a bereavement blanket. What were you referring to?
Yes. So I'm actually in a year of bereavement right now. One, because Joann's is closing, right? And we're all terribly sad about this.
Yeah.
I find it, number two, very hard to shop at my Michael's because I can never tell what is on sale, what the price of anything really is. I don't feel not like your one.
we have a really good Michael's. Like we have a really good staff here. I feel like I'm really lucky in that way.
Well, you need it, and it's there, so that's really good. And I'm happy to shop through you. So
they don't. That has nothing to do with me, but they know I might sneak in with a camera, maybe.
Yeah. And I always felt so comfortable filming in Joann's, but in Michael's, I feel like they're watching me. Like, okay, everybody.
I got told in Walmart that I cannot film.
I remember that, and you were a little put off, but
I was, because it would have given them a little bump. But then they'll let me film as long as I get manager permission. But honestly, I barely go into our Walmart. They don't know me from Adam, so how would they really know what I'm up to, right? So I just make a personal rule that I just don't film or make any pictures or anything at Michael's. Actually, I wasn't filming. I was just taking photos because I wanted to. My goal is that I wanted to make a stitch along, and I'm like, I want to take a photo so I remember what brands are on the shelf, because it's easier if you have access than it is for you to go online and buy it. So I wanted to snap a photograph so I remember what yarns I can ask your inspirations about that is on the shelf, because different Walmarts carry different things, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I was a little pissy, but I did take it out on Dairy Queen with a banana split.
Oh.
I know how to take it for the team.
Good for you. I like the French silk blizzard myself.
Oh, that sounds pretty slutty.
It sounds dirty when I say it, so it's fine.
I was going to say, when do you go to the DQ? You're usually a little bit more pedestrian and do the McDonald's shake.
No, well, you don't like, because you don't like she can't eat ice cream. So I don't ever invite her to, so I never invite her to Dairy Queen. But we'll take her husband.
Yeah.
That man goes down on a peanut butter parfait like crazy.
Everybody likes the parfait.
Oh, please. That was my mother's always favorite. She goes down on those.
That makes
Okay,
a whole lot of sense.
Okay, so Joanne's gone. So what does that mean for you as a shopper with Joanne gone? Because I really haven't talked to anybody about that.
So I'm in a little more of a unique situation. I have one. If I were any more athletic than I am, I would walk there. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I knew the store manager. He and I went to college together.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So like he knew who I was. When he would see me on cameras, he would come out and we would chat about the yarn and I would get updates and things like that. But after he had left, that like now we're like shopping out of boxes because they cut all the payroll, which I'm fine to shop out of a box, but like, are there more boxes in the back? Like, can you bring them out?
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I worked retail for a very long time and I was a store manager for the majority of that. So I kind of understand some of what's going on there. And I don't mind to shop out of a box. That means she doesn't have to put it away, you know? Like, that's fine because I'm going to buy the whole box. Obviously. Like, come on.
You're a hardcore shopper.
Yeah, I go in like with a cart knowing, like, maybe we should get a second cart. Is there more? Have you marked all these down yet? Like, are these ones all on sale too? Or just those ones over there? Like, can I just stand behind you as you mark everything down?
Yeah.
And put it in my cart? So, and even my son will go with me and he likes touching all of it and we'll look at the colors. And some of this is for a couple of different things for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun, but it is a real kick in the pants to not have an extra outlet. I know it's nice to have Michael's here as well. It's like down the street, but in a Hobby Lobby, actually just down the street from that. But Joanne's felt more comfortable to me. It felt
it has a different
like
vibe.
Better stocked. Yeah.
It has a different vibe. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to both corporate Joanne and Michael's. Even the office environments felt different. It feels like the store vibe in many ways. There's something about it that like Joanne's I really enjoyed. But they have a lot more for home deck and stuff than Michael's does. So there is a difference between the two. So it's really not the same. It's not apples and apples.
Correct.
Yep.
100% agree. And I just, their brands that they carried, I purchased a lot more there. But I will say in the last probably 4 to 5 weeks, I've noticed that our Michael's, when I went in, they were redoing all of their Bernat blanket section. Yes. And I'm like, ooh. So now there's like a whole wall of Bernat, which I have started to, that would be my yarn of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
I like how fast it goes. Like when Karen and I want to make a difference for the palliative, oh my God, give me 3 balls of Bernat blanket, give me 3 hours and bam, done. You know, I just like the speed. Some projects I like to go slow and relaxed and easy on it. And then those palliative, my God, like they are so needed, especially in my region where I live. It's like, it is a great opportunity, right, to be able to make a difference. So do you you do participate with charity? I think you mentioned.
Yes, I do. And so within my year of bereavement, my number 3 would be to throw myself back into my donations. It was something I did early on when I started my yarn wall. It's the whole reason it started because I started inheriting all of this yarn from people, which I loved that. I just, in the last 2 to 3 years, there's been a wave and then another wave of babies. So I've been kind of focusing on blankets for all of them and adjusting to my new having 1 kid, having 2 kids, and now I stay at home. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of juggling that. So I figured that out. And now I'm excited to jump into like jump back into the baby blankets. And in fact, I've already started celebrating by starting a new one. And this is a study of rage.
Rage.
So I want to see just how much it uses, how far I go. Just to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that one came. Somebody really upset me. That's how that, and I designed that in 2 days and had a sample done. It was so
Which has been incredible.
About our little tiff.
What's that? I know. Actually, you know what? I was saying on the live the other day, I am a better designer when I'm angry because I will top stitch just because. So actually, you know what? We could do another study, the study of a stitch fit.
Let's do it. But only if there's sling stitches in it, because the sling stitches were great.
Sorry, the what stitch was?
Was it sling? Mm-hmm.
The sling.
Or our game is going to be fun. Hold on.
It's going to be great.
So, stitch fit. Okay, I'm just writing that down. Are we playing a game? Is that what you're saying, Karen?
Yes, we are.
Let's do it.
Crochet charades, anyone? Yes. Crochet charades. Oh, Michael, you love it.
Lisa, I suck at these games. That's why people tune in. They want to see this homosexual just get his ass kicked by all these women. I think we're going to need a full screen though for whoever's doing the charades, and we just have to help it. Then we will need the audience to like clue me in.
Okay, so then why don't you just go right ahead and tell everybody how we're going to do it? Because that's exactly what I was going to suggest, Michael. I love it. Sometimes we're on the same page, whether or not you believe it.
Okay, so you can tell us what I really honestly don't know what's going on. I know that you gave me 3 suggestions.
Okay, yes. And everybody's going to hear us a little, Somebody messaged me and says we remind them of them and their friend, and I'm like, maybe they don't right now. Anyway, okay, so crochet charades. So many of us know what charades are. We are going to have our guest and our host have prompts that I have already given them. And they are going to act out charade style what their prompt is, and we're going to guess what they're doing. Now, these are all crochet related, okay?
No, I don't know.
Related. So I will definitely make full screen the person who is doing the charade thing, and we can all yell it. Well, I don't want to because I already know, but the other person can guess live, and we definitely want our viewing audience to chime in, and so they think. Okay, so these are all crochet related things.
I don't want to go first.
Oh, then you're going first. Okay, all right. You ready, Lisa? Okay.
You're gonna have to help me at home. You're gonna have to help me at home because I'm as dense.
I am going to. Okay, so how are we going to make you? Hold on. We need to make this like this, I think.
I got to remove myself. I'll remove myself from the stage, but I can still hear you.
Okay, charades.
And this is so silly because it's an audio podcast for some and it's very quiet. So right now, our guest Lisa has got her fingers out and she is okay. We have some people going in there. Tina crocheting a circle. Rose,
she got it. Purple Rabbit Creations.
Hey, Purple Rabbit. Yay. Okay, Michael, get back on here.
Okay, great.
Crocheting in what? In the round?
In the round. She was doing the people on here got it in the round.
Those ladies, they were connected.
In the round, or do you do that like it's like she got it? Didn't have to be accurate. She got the point across.
Yeah, it's a game. It's charades.
I know, but I never had kids, so I have played this when I was a kid. Okay, so
You are
0
a
for
big
me.
kid. You can do it. You can do
Okay,
it.
0 for me, a 1 for Lisa tonight. Okay.
All right.
So,
All right. So now it is Michael's turn. So let's let him start pooping off. And I'm going to remove you, Lisa. Okay.
okay.
And then when you think you got it, pop on back in. Can you see how you add yourself or no?
Who?
Lisa.
Yes. I think so. I think I do.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
If not, I will bring you back on. Okay, everybody, here we are. The dead silence that will be Michael for a minute.
Okay. Oh my God, nobody's talking.
Well, there's
Any, sweetie, it's your turn to guess. Okay, so
chaining. No.
oh my God, I suck so bad at this game.
You're doing great. Keep going. Don't stop. Pulling the thread.
At this point, it's going to be like this.
Yarning up, yarning over. No. Loom knitting, double crochet, foundation row. No, I'm just reading the comments. Weaving, no. All right, keep going. No. You're doing great. Don't stop.
So,
all right, I'm pulling yarn out. Inches.
no, that would be this. Uh-oh. I think we see some winners.
Oh, it's a type of stitch.
So, Karen.
Okay, seriously, I'm leaving that. I left that up for a very long time because that was Tunisian.
Oh, I'm not. Great job, Mikey.
Long hook, so it's a long
hook.
And then you go across, and then you go 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way back.
You know what? That was really good. I have no clue what Tunisian is.
Well, that has to
now is Michael from MDL here? Because he would have got that, I'm sure of it.
I don't think he was.
Yes,
oh.
I'm sure. You did great.
Oh.
You did great. That was good. Don't give up.
Stick too.
Okay. That was on me. That was my fault.
So 0-0. So we're even. So we're still friends.
There it is. There you go.
Oh, somebody says that was not Tunisian. Oh, sweetie, yes, it was.
Well, it wasn't technically crocheting in the round either.
Right. But I was crocheting and I was going around.
Oh my God, naughty yarn. I do Tunisian and I still didn't get it, sweeties. You're not reading my minds. Okay, next one. Is that wine?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Go get some. Some.
Anyway, my friend Angela ended up getting it first, Tunisian. So she's
great job, Angela.
Sorry, I was talking over here, forgetting that you couldn't hear me. So sorry about that.
Okay, so you're up next.
Yes. Okay. Whoa. Let me do it again.
That's pretty good. I like it. I like it.
What is she doing with her hands? Why is it on her heart?
Oh, could be anywhere.
Oh, she's doing finger knitting, finger crochet.
Oh, damn, Lauren. Crochet applique.
Oh, this game is so hard.
Lauren, ding, 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 ding.
Oh.
That was really good. That's really
thanks.
How did you get?
And then she had it. She was
crocheting motif
look
in
at
that?
my lovely piece. And then she's gonna put it on her and then stitch it on.
Oh, it's an applique.
It's an applique.
Oh.
Yay,
Oh.
Lauren.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right.
Lisa, what did we sign up for?
This is so much fun.
For you. Oh, next time we do a drinking game.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Okay. She's off stage, Karen. She's off stage. She can't guess.
What is that?
Genie. So like magic circle?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did. Yes.
That was excellent.
See, you're good at this game.
See, that was perfect.
You know what? I was in the car getting a coffee. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with the magic circle? So I was going to show the two fingers that wrapping around and shit, but I thought, well, magic is genie. I dream of genie. And yeah, anyway. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I got it.
Fabulous. Good job. Do you want to do another one, Lisa?
So I forget the other prompt. But I can make up my own prompts.
Yeah, you do that. Okay.
All right, you ready? One more?
Sure.
Okay, one more. Here is Lisa.
Hole. Romper room. Sorry. What the hell is that?
Oh, please. This is fabulous. Gauge. That's cute, but no.
And the hole.
Yes.
Circle. Square.
It's the granny square. Crafty Witch got it. And everybody else is coming on here.
What was that? What was that?
The cane. It's a
cane.
Oh my god.
Not a bedroom activity. A cane.
So what was this? Oh, that's a square.
Square. I don't know. I should have just done like that.
It's a nightmare. Okay, so okay, so
hole.
Oh, all right. Okay. That's a goodie.
Okay, like granny square, and then you put them together.
yes. Yes.
See?
You go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand.
Putting granny squares together as you go.
What do you mean?
That's okay. That was excellent, everybody. Woohoo! Thank you all very much for playing this fantastic episode of
Great job.
Charades.
Oh yeah.
Silent applause.
That's all. Oh, oh my! And stop that.
Yes.
I'm going to keep it clean, boys and girls.
Oh, please.
All right, I do have some other things. Okay, so Lisa totally sent me like a million different things. Is there something in particular you want to talk about? I've got one left here on my thing, and then we'll kind of go. It's another Afghan though, but it's a little different.
Oh, that was the original out of the Ogos.
Yes, I think the crocheters missed the mark on this one. Oopsies. I also started this blanket. Okay, so this brings me to a whole nother thing. I started this blanket when I went in to have my daughter. And there are so many of these blankets that I make of yours, and I can remember exactly where I was, exactly what the room smelled like, what I was wearing, like what was going on, and I just like, whoa, and I can't like let go
Yep.
of any of that, and I think that that is so cool. And these, I actually blocked the colored squares individually because they ended up so big. Again, I did not do any sort of gauging on this. Then I added the white, and then I used 2 different whites accidentally. Well, it was a die lot number issue, which I'd never experienced before until this blanket.
Yes.
So that kind of bit me in the butt. And then so did the gauging, because this thing is like huge.
So why do you say that the crocheters missed the mark on that one?
The Ogo yarn, I feel like they changed the machinery around. Like the shape of that was really cool. The color blends of that was something I would have never really picked to put together. There was a lot going on there, and I think that crocheters not buying in was a bit of a mess up.
Yeah, I was really stunned on the negativity on the new wrap, because they had gone years of people bitching that they can't find the center. And so they literally threw, what do we need to do? And they went into the warehouse or to the manufacturing. How do we make a ball so that a crocheter will never have to worry about finding the end and never have tangles and everything? And they threw everything at it that they could have, including changing. And then the price went up 50 cents. And people were like, oh my God. But 50 cents doesn't mean that the retailer maintained 50 cents. But I was like, holy cow. When the negativity of that rolled out, I'm like, oh my God, we just doomed ourselves, because I liked it.
I really liked it, and a lot because I do travel with my projects. Like I don't have just a car project and then whatever. I try to stick to 1 or 2 things that I'm doing at a time, because I am a sucker for finishing things.
Yes.
So I just losing the travelability. Like I'll take this to the hairdresser a lot, and like I've got a bag of yarn. With Ogo, it was one thing.
Yes. Yeah, actually, what's her Elvira was mentioning about the die. So they had a bad batch of Red Heart Super Saver that was dripping with the dye. I'm not even sure how that happened, but that's a real complaint for sure. But that has nothing to do with the way that it was wrapped. It was to do with the manufacturing before it gets to the wrapping stage. But I just thought it was a brilliant thing. And because I would still like to see Ogo in Bernat Blanket. Bernat Blanket is such a pain in the ass to get the center out of those balls, because I'm a center puller. And I wish that the Ogo would stay with the Bernat Blanket yarn. I'd be all in for that. Easy.
Yeah, and I almost don't care how much it is. Just give it to me like that. Give it to me in the rounds. Yeah. Big bummer.
Yeah, so I was really disappointed when that first came out like that. It was just the amount of time and effort that they did for research and development, because yarn is usually an 18-month window, and to do that and to change the equipment and stuff, and that just lands in the gutter like that, I'm like, oh my God. I was just sick to my stomach over it. But anyway, Ogo's Robin said it took more up the state than this took up more storage space. That proved that was wrong. It's just you couldn't condense it, but it actually could fit more on the shelf. And then people didn't realize it was the same yardage in the ball, right?
Yes, it was exactly the same.
It just looks smaller because it's just longer. So anyway, that was kind of.
That's okay.
So what were you? So Karen, can you bring up that other one? It would look like hats that she was talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Those are some of my. So this is a baby blanket. It is a bereavement blanket, and I know that because there are no holes and it is not a bright color.
yes.
And these are patch squares or granny squares for another blanket that I was making, and then little hats that I was also donating.
Cute. Now, you're obviously very prolific. Like you're crocheting a lot. Then it just sounds like.
As much as I can. I don't sit down very much during my day. So when I do, I want to be crocheting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I just fall asleep instead.
You have young kids, right?
Yes, 3 and almost 1.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have dogs. It's not the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. So what's next on your list? Like, do you have any goals that you would like to see? If you had my ear for 2 seconds, what would you like to see in another stitch along?
Okay. So I remember you mentioned recently that you create blankets and there's a bunch of different colors in it. And then your inspirations says, well, okay, make it so that we use almost all of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we didn't?
What if we didn't? The problem is that the consumers and my side on the messaging of YouTube, as well as my email, goes nuts when there's half a ball left, if there's a half a ball left.
Okay, what if you just...
They feel like it's a waste.
Because I want to see like an unbridled Mikey. Like what happens when not following the rules is kind of the wrong term. But what happens when you don't think about all that naysayer stuff? What if you I'm not going to say make something for the members, but I feel like the members are like more of your people.
Yes.
Like the ones who aren't going to just shit on everything you do left and right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like we're here for you and we want to see what you are doing and what's going on with you. Like I'm totally bought it, right? Like I'm in it for it's not an ant farm. It's the ecosystem that you made. And I'm here for the pergola. I'm here for it's not a moat, it's a lake. And I'm here, I'm not sleeping. So yeah, and I'm here for the miniatures. I want to know everything about your miniatures. I'm here for all of it, right? Like just give me more of you. But I want to see what this blanket is that has 17 colors in it that gets pared down and then pared down and then pared down. And then you make 3 of it and then you never want to look at it again. I want to see it when it's like, ooh, this is really exciting. And my tail feathers are just going. Like I want to see that.
The only example, there's 2 examples that exist that you can see online. One of this is the boho Christmas ornament Afghan. That was the one that got rejected because it was half a ball's left. And there's 11 colors of Karen 1 pound in there. So that got rejected. But the other one.
All Karen 1 pound. Because of you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yes. And the other one is the study of the journey. The remake is actually more me than it is the original. The original was blue, and that was in the book. But the remake was, I think, 13 colors. And it's online, and the remake is just vibrant and it's fun. And so I took the balls that I had and it's like, how do I make 13 colors into this yarn? And so I just looked at it. And so I don't have the gift. I know I'm gay, but I don't have the gift of decoration or design. So I just like, what does it need next? Where is the color when I'm in that moment? I can't plan ahead. So I don't know. So I'm kind of restricted in that sense of making sure that the blanket stays affordable. because that's the biggest thing that will kill a project. One of the stitch alongs that Yarn Inspirations did once, the yarn was $150, and I'm like, that thing is going to tank, and that thing tanked so hard. I think only 3 people actually ever did it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, it was the Globetrotter shawl. It was done with sock yarn. Gorgeous as hell, but it was so over budget. Like the average consumer cannot afford to spend that much money on sock yarn. And but you know, it is what it is.
Okay. Because I like watching you make these your diagrams, and it really makes me want to, like, it's very inspiring and makes me want to make one, not just a diagram in Afghan. But I don't know, I don't understand the idea of the stitch counts around. Like, I don't understand the math and how that works. Like, if I were to make one and I'm starting with like 8 double crochets, you know, like we do in a circle, or 16, or, you know, and then how do I know how many to put in the next one to the next, you know, and then how do I keep track of that?
So the round circles are very much, you always, if you've been watching me, I will say 360 60 divided by 4 or by 16 or whatever. And I will say 4 pieces of pie. And so I'm saying that to myself, is that a round blanket is like a piece, is like a pie. And so each one of the repeat is a section of pie that I'm going to serve to you. And so the pie ends up repeating itself. And so once the pie it can start off with 6 or 8 or 12. Once it gets too big, the pie has to divide off. So 12 has to eventually turn to 16 or 20 or 24. And so then it becomes more pieces of the pie. And so that's, and a great example is that blanket that you showed me at the beginning of, sorry, the Christmas tree skirt of the gingerbread, is that in the pattern, it will say so many pieces of pie. And so the pie is getting more and more slices as you go, because it's just a round circle, right? But anyway, that might be my engineer brain doing that.
No, that makes sense to me.
Or like a hands of a clock.
So then what happens with a like square?
The square always stays usually within odd number, right? And so if you have single crochet for corner, then the blanket only got 2 stitches wider in the width. So if you have double crochets in the corner, then the blanket would have got 4 stitches wider. So if you ever see me like putting a note at the beginning, like in red, where I'm keeping a count of the number in the middle of the row as I'm doing these, it's the number of stitches that it's increasing as we're going. So it can only really ever truly increase by 1 or 2 per side, which is then 2 or 4.
So
if you can't tell, Michael, Lisa is one of the people who was asking me about a pattern making class.
Oh.
Yeah, I think my next thing would be,
right?
Yeah, why not, you know, like once a week for 3 months?
3 months?
Why not like once a week, once a month? Do you know what I mean? Like one day for 3 months. Like, that ain't bad. I mean, I remember you saying it was $600 for you to learn. But this is like also your job. This is my hobby and my feel good. Like this is the only thing I didn't lose after having kids.
I see. So the $600 was learning. So I learned how to use the Adobe program, but Edie Ekman, when I took her course, filled in the final missing spots for me to be able to do a circle, because the square and the rectangle are the hardest things to design on diagram. Hardest for sure. And so those ones I like, oh, do I really want to put myself through this hell of making? Because if a circle is so much easier. But I don't know how, like Karen actually mentioned this earlier this week. I don't know how to teach something like that.
I disagree.
I'll work on them. And on that note, Michael's gonna be like, we're gonna end this broadcast.
I'm gonna need a McDonald's after this. And
I know. Well, maybe not after what I say next. How about this? You have not only inspired me to try color and excited me about different patterns that I would have never have done in the first place, because you have that wonderful tutorial that holds my hand literally the entire way. There are patterns that I haven't even printed out, and I have a book of patterns
Oh my God.
organized
Fine.
that I have done and that I want to do, but I don't have to print them out because you are there with me doing it, and it's amazing. And there are things that I would never have gravitated towards otherwise. You have given me strength to start my own page. It's on Facebook. It's a little guy, but you're right, low and slow, right? Like, and I would not have done this if I didn't see you do it first. And I love this space. So this podcast show, however you want to frame it, for me, it feels like a studio space. So your guests feel like people I am in the same room with, having a class, and we are sharing our thoughts and our ideas, and we are learning from each other. Like, do y'all get gifted this yarn? Because I got a bunch of this yarn. The heck is this? Why? It was 59 cents. And it feels like it. Please tell me I am not the only one that has so much of this yarn.
I'll share something with you, is that one thing in our industry, Alisa, there's room for you. There is room for a ton more YouTube hosts, crochet designers. You can be anybody that you want to be. In our industry, behind the scenes, it is so cutthroat and it's so bloody competitive, but there is room for everybody. MDL Michael's here. There's room for him to teach Tunisian, even if somebody else has done it, because you're offering something that none of us have, and that's yourself. And it's yourself is what's going to get people to clue in. So my goal for you, if I was to give you a goal, is look at those baby hats that you're donating to that organization and start writing down the pattern in your own way. Now, there are pattern standards, but then take that pattern and then transition it to something else. And then take that pattern, because right now I have 316 patterns. That didn't happen overnight. And my first one was a hat. And my first hat design, it was so bad. But it's the lesson of the one silly little pattern goes to the next. What would I do different? What would Lisa do? And there is room for you, and you just need to go for it.
Yes. Thank you. Right. Yeah, and I'm going for it. And like,
you don't sound like you believe it.
Well, I did make a pattern for this guy.
Oh, the hive, yes, or yeah.
So that's cool. And then I ended up printing it and following it myself because I ended up like selling a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is a very unique space, and I hope that you keep doing this, and that on these nights it doesn't feel like work, and that it feels like super fun, because it's little people like me who get to meet you. And I don't know how all these guests have stayed so calm. I have been like all day.
But you are mistaken. You're not a little person, Lisa. You are a different person. I am just a guy here in Nova Scotia with a camera. I am no different than you. I just have a voice. And when I came online in 2008, people actually liked me. I didn't like me when I came online. And so I realized I have something to give. And so maybe as your children are in this stage of life and you find time, that when they get older and they suddenly don't need your time as much, that you have something to transition to later on in life. Mm-hmm. Because I could not have done what I've done if I would have had kids. Right. So maybe you should use this time to learn and just go at it slowly. And if you have your own property, like you're saying you're doing, your own community is going to propel you in ways that are unimaginable.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree. And everybody's agreeing in the chat too. And I just didn't want to put that through and up all the time. There's so much space for all. And we are just happy that you're here. And yep.
And you know, Karen's my neighbor. Karen's a part of the creative world that I'm in. And that was one of the biggest takeaways. That's why we become friends, because there is room for you. Because how you approach stuff, how you say things, your attitude is everything, you know. And people, and one day somebody actually might be talking to you, say, oh, what little people like me you're talking to. And if you keep yourself grounded and just reflective of who is tuning in, I have no idea. Like, I don't really feel how big that I am on social media. And honestly, that's a great thing. Yeah, but that's a great thing, because there's some people that I've met in the industry that will never give me the time of day because they got their community and they are at a different level than I don't want to ever be up there. I want to stay down with you guys, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have the pedestal problem. I don't think you're ever going to be, and I think Peter was touching on that, about his like designers are like up here on a pedestal away from everybody and sheltered. And like you are opening up this studio space, proverbial, right? Like, and that's so cool. Like, we can come here, we can share, we can chat with you. Whoa. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm actually meeting Mikey for like, I'm going to do the thing that we all wanted to do. Oh my God, it's you.
Well, that's good. So are you saying then you would recommend this experience for other people and they should go online and fill out the form to apply to have a conversation?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
There's my slip that in, because, you know, I'm always looking for it. Yeah. And that's great. Yeah. She's been a pretty great guest, hasn't she, Mikey?
Absolutely. I had one more thing for her, but I can't.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'm not going to buy yarn for a whole year.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to try to sell you yarn. That is one of, you know, I have to tell you, that is one of the best things about my Yarnspirations contract, is that I don't have to sell you. You know,
yes, and it comes across so great. It makes me want to do it because you don't have to.
I'm really, really, really lucky that Yarnspirations, when I first joined them in 2015, the inspiration will sell it. And I'm like, I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be a talking head. I was like, you need to buy. But I don't mind mentioning if there's a goddamn sale, because I love a goddamn sale.
I need to know
that. But it doesn't really make a difference because there's no commission for me. So it's just, it's really truly authentic. Like, there's a sale, go for it if you want to. So it's been wonderful.
Yeah. I do have one question for the community, because this is a space where I could do that. I have been holding on to a tablecloth. It's very emotionally charged. I had mental space to work on this during the shutdown. And Karen, you do have a picture of this. It's this pineapple.
Pineapple, yes.
Yeah.
I just didn't get to them all.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. And I get it. We have a certain amount of time. But
at the same time, oh wait, let's see if I can find it.
So what's the question as she's finding it?
Yeah. So I have a handwritten pattern that stops at row 43, which is, so row 43 is here. I received this tablecloth at this row, and I have gotten it to here. And you'll see in the picture, there's actually a red thread that I put. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Oh, there's a red thread where she stopped. So a grandma made this of one of my friends, and it's like a pineapple something. Yes.
Okay.
So
I see the red thread. I can see it.
Yeah, and I have like her grandma touched this. Like, this is the original thing from grandma's house, you know? Yes. And like grandma hand wrote, I keep looking at this. Grandma hand wrote like this little pattern that I have in this shadow box because I don't want to mess it up.
Yep.
Like, so I've copied it. I'm going to cut up the original tablecloth because I have the old one. The one that we're seeing that is pictured is the one that Grandma was making to replace the old one before she died, but she died before she could finish it. I was tasked with finishing it. I cannot find where this pattern is or how to go about this. If someone could just message it to me or any ideas or any help of any kind, I would absolutely love that. Because I am struggling.
Do you know what I
And
would do?
this takes 2 hours to go around once. And if I have a mistake, I don't know until 2 hours later.
Okay, so here's what I would do. Is that if this was me and I were you, that's your grandmother's work. What does Lisa's work look like with Grandma? And so what I would do is steam block this completely flat, pull it out, and then make yourself into a circle completely, and then go from there. Because any of those stitch alongs that I do, like the pieces of the pie, because how many pieces of pie do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She has 22 pieces of pie here.
Okay.
So, because eventually you're going to build this thing out and it's going to because you're not growing it. So what I would do is steam this out completely flat and then make yourself into a circle. And in the dips, make it bigger stitches like double crochet, but in the top peaks, make it single crochet and get yourself to a circle. And then what does Lisa's life with your grandmother look like, and finish it with you as part of that to bring you both together.
Okay.
I think that's beautiful, Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Mikey. Wow.
And you're capable, Lisa.
I am, because you can see it. You can see the red thread on the left.
Yep.
In the middle. Okay.
You've done enough stitch alongs that you know how stitches work. I know you do.
Yes, yes. And I can see some of this, right? Like, and I can see, and then I have like her original hook, like Grandma held this hook. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Someone trusted me with this, and I need to do a really good job. And it even came in the basket that she kept it in.
And the other thing that I would do, don't take away from Grandma's work. So don't take away from that. So whatever you do for the remaining of this, keep it simple and let your grandmother shine like the person that she was for you.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what I would do.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah. You don't need permission to be creative. You just got to go for it. That's what Karen would tell me.
I'm going to write that on a plaque.
Mm-hmm.
You make t-shirts and sell that.
Now.
Oh, actually, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I would do. You know what? It's nice to hold on to the past, but why not put part of the future into there? And you know what? Your kids in the future will be gifted that. Maybe they'll add their own thing into the end. So this becomes so maybe you don't want to finish it all the way. You just want to get it to the point and then give it to your child when they're ready and say, this is where I am, carry it forward. And then make it a blanket that is generational, or a tablecloth that's generational. Oh my God, you're doing exactly what I'm doing. You're zoning out.
Well, I'm like picturing it.
She's thinking. Like, I think we're all kind of there. Do you know what? There are things that I wish I had done that with. Yeah. And now Emily, my daughter, is damn near 30, and I don't know if that's gonna do it anymore. Mm-hmm. But that is beautiful. And I'm overwhelmed by that, Michael.
Well, that's what I would do. If family's important for you, then don't finish it and pass it along and say, what do you look like? Because by the time that generation comes around, there's going to be different stitches. There's going to be different trends. So you can trap right now what's trending, because that was trending back in Grandma's time, but that's not necessarily trending today. So the next portion is finish it and add your own trend, and then your child then does their own trend. And so it's not only just generational, but it's also capturing time. The study of time. That's your study. That's your study.
The study of time. End scene. Sorry, I had to break that. I had to.
Yeah. You can feel that, can't you? Yeah, I can feel your emotional thinking of that, because that's exactly what I do. When an idea comes, I ask Karen, I totally zone it. She's still talking, and I'm like,
yeah. And you're like, oh, but then this, and I can add this, and then these could go, and then this is going to be like that, and then whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll probably be the most special thing you ever have crocheted in your life.
I know. That's why it's so tough to touch it.
I'm not.
So finish it for your grandma in that section, and then add your own.
What does grandma and me look like?
It could be crossing stitches, holding hands, love. It can be anything. You have to apply your own meaning. And you know, stitches can mean something even if they're just crisscross stitch. A lot of the stitches that I put together have a meaning, like the suspension bridge. I was thinking of California and the suspension bridge at the time of that was in my mind, and like it becomes a suspension stitch. It just, you never know.
Now I'm like, okay, what can I use? What can I use?
This is where we're going to leave you, but but we have a massive stitch library available to you on YouTube, as you know.
I do.
Just go through the thumbnails, and you will see shit. Just because you see it in a row doesn't mean it can't go in a circle. Because who's the creator at the end of the day?
I am.
You are. You're, as I mentioned earlier on in another video, is like, your future is yet to be written, and it's up to you to write it. And so it's pretty exciting. Actually, that seems like a really cool project to think about.
Yes. Well, that makes me really excited to continue, because it has been so hard for me to pick this up. And I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity. I can reach out to the community, and they can help me, and they can tell me, well, I don't know that I will put it down now because, oh my gosh. Wow.
Brilliant.
Yes. Thank you.
It's life-changing. You know, crochet might be just a silly piece of yarn, but for a lot of us, it's a connection. And, you know, you're connected to your grandmother, connecting with that, and then eventually in the future, if they pick up on it, they'll pick on it. And they may not pick on it until they're your age, but they'll have it, you know, when they're ready. Right? And then they fly. So yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This last portion, holy shit, that's deep shit. I definitely
a little emotional.
Do you want to go to McDonald's? I'm going to need some fries.
Yes.
Don't tell Daniel. Yeah.
And don't tell Kevers either. It's all good. But it was an absolute pleasure, Lisa. An absolute. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
For sure. Thank you guys for having me. And this was really great. Spur of the moment, but very great.
Yeah. You know what? We'd love to see your updates.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you never know, somebody, like, that's one thing I love about our community, is that I might be going in a different direction. Why in the hell are they using that stitch? I've never seen that stitch. And it becomes like, and then it's like curiosity, right? It's like, and sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But by posting updates like that, you never know where you're going to go in the direction. It's amazing.
And I heard you say you were a member of the YouTube channel. Correct?
Yeah, that's probably how I know her. Yeah,
which is a great place for you to update the people, because there's quite a few who watch this that are also members of it as well. So, but don't forget the rest of us too. But what a great opportunity it would be to take this forward with the membership community too. So, I'm excited for you. That's awesome. And don't forget me, because, you know, I don't pay him to go on the membership.
He does. So sweet. So sweet. But I'm going to have to buy the fries and the shake tonight.
I might make you, but that's okay. And somebody said, but you need to get the shake and dip the fries in it.
Oh, I might need to. And I guess, yeah, I know. So Lisa, it's been a pleasure. Actually, you really touched me tonight. Just, you know, sometimes you need that awakening with crochet, because for me, it's an everyday process. But your story and what you shared tonight, it meant a lot to me. So I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, I just drop designer, because you are so much more. There's a bigger word for this, and it's not my place or my video, not my live to choose. Maybe the next person will figure out a name, but Peter touched on it. It's not designer, and I agree. It is not, and I don't think you're going to have a pedestal problem. I thank you so much for giving me all the strength that you have and all the great ideas that you have, and the safe, inspirational place where I can reach down in and be creative again. So I miss that so much.
But I have to give credit. Wendy, our assistant from California, creates the safe space, because she deals with so much shit that I never see. But no,
Bless her.
I'm being very serious. Without her, we're nothing. But that's the whole thing with the crochet community. Like, we each participate and be part of something. And so if you ever go to a level like that, you need that person. So without Wendy, we're pretty much dead in the water.
Yeah, you have a great team.
Yeah, I do. I'm very, very, very fortunate, really. So yeah. Okay.
Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday. And don't forget, for those of you who are interested in chatting with Michael, to sign up. They're on crochetcrowd.com. Loose Ends with Mikey. There is a registration form, and I do read them all, and I'm very honored by your stories. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks again, Lisa.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. See you later. And until next time, I'll see you.